And Ms. Snyder, we are live.
Okay, welcome everyone to the Village of Gulf Manors Executive Committee meeting tonight, March 8th, 2021. Can we have a roll call?
Yes, Ms. Cheney is not present. Mr. Pridnoff,
Present.
Mr. Simile,
Present.
Ms. Snyder,
Present.
Mr. Wilkinson. Mr. Wilkinson.
Oh, that's Roger. Okay, do I have a motion to excuse Ms. Cheney and Mr. Wilkinson? I'll
Motion.
start with Ms. Cheney.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And a motion to excuse Mr. Wilkinson?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thanks. Assuming everyone's had a chance to look at the proposed agenda, do I have a motion to accept the agenda?
Motion to accept the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. And then let's see, assuming everyone reviewed the minutes from last meeting, do we have a motion to accept those minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, that was fast.
And Mr. Wilkinson is joining you.
All right, welcome, Mr. Wilkinson. All right, on to old business, Mr. Hirth.
Sure, just some quick updates this evening. It's hard to believe 2 weeks ago we were buried in snow. Now we're getting ready for the spring. Tomorrow morning, the village administration will be meeting with the road contractor, Adlita, to start planning out the Vera Road project. The project will initially start with the replacement of the water mains, both on Short Elbrook and Vera. And speaking with Mr. Pridnoff last week, one of the things we want to talk to the contractors about, because they will be maintaining the flow of traffic during this project, is trying to reduce or mitigate as much congestion as we can on Elbrook during the beginning of the school day. The other thing that we're hoping to do is to get them to work and complete the service drive as quickly as they can, so residents who live along Vera will be able to move their parking to behind their houses rather than being on-street parking, as is most of the practice for that area right now. One of the things that I would remind our council members, and particularly those who live on Vera, and I'll make sure I remind Ms. Cheney of this, is road projects are, they start early in the day, they're messy, they're noisy, they're dusty, and it seems like they're ongoing and never will end. So we really need everybody's patience and everybody's cooperation in having vehicles off the street when the construction crews are out there so they can move along quickly. Generally, construction crews will start gathering about 6:45 or 7 a.m. in the morning. The actual work usually does not start until 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometime in that time periods when they start making noise. And then they usually are out of there by 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, everybody's appreciation or everybody's cooperation will really be appreciated trying to get through this project. Hang on, somebody just joined us here and I'm trying to see who that is. Looks like it's a couple people. All right, anyway, one of the things that you may want to do is go to the homepage of the website. In the master slider across the top where the images are, there's an actual page that's dedicated to updates for the actual road project. So as things become available for information for the residents, we'll post that there. The other thing that will probably happen is dependent on when the project starts, which we think might be as early as next Monday. we'll be sending in a mailing to all the residents to make them aware that this project is coming. Any questions on the road project? I take that as a no. Okay. Ms. Snyder?
Yes, and on to We Thrive.
Yeah, in fact, if you could talk a little bit about what your perspective is on this too, what I'll do is just give a quick update. The folks at Hamilton County Board of Health have selected 2 residents of the village to lead the We Thrive initiative. They are going to co-chair. It's Evan Conk and Jacqueline Threadgill. We're in the midst of setting up some things for them so they have communication tools. And I believe they are participating in, I want to say that's next week, there is a community forum where the leadership of the We Thrive groups across Hamilton County will get together, start sharing ideas and start getting connected. This is exciting because this will be a huge effort for us to connect with our residents and help with the wellness and well-being of all the folks that live here in the village. Ms. Snyder, your perspective?
Yeah, I think this is a really exciting initiative for the village to take part in. The goal of We Thrive is to make the village a healthier place to live, work, and play. And that's, everything from safety to physical well-being to emotional well-being. And I'm really excited to see what the team can get started here for us.
It is an exciting time, and Hamilton County is going to be a great resource in helping us get things up and running.
Definitely. Any questions about We Thrive? No? Okay. Then how about the code enforcement official?
Yeah, I actually have offered the position to my top candidate, and hopefully that individual will accept the position. And when that happens, I will make an announcement to council. What we're looking to do is to step up our presence in the village and start helping residents to gain compliance on some of the simple things at first. But there are several different initiatives that several big projects that we need to get our hands around that are going to be important to get completed. And I apologize, I did not put this in my notes for this meeting, but there is a property on Bremont, and I thought I had put that house number in here. It's at the lower end by Lasanaville. That particular property is one of the first things that we're going to be putting specific focus on, because the owner is just not responding to us, and likely we may be coming to council at the next council meeting to offer a recommendation to condemn the property. So just to put that on this committees, and I really, I know I wrote that number down somewhere, but I don't have it here. I find it to be unfortunate when we need to get to the point where we need to start talking, raising a property, because I find it to be very disruptive to the neighborhood. But sometimes it's the only way that you can get compliance or get someone's attention. So I would hope probably in this committee in April, we'll be reporting if we need to move further with anything more serious on that particular property.
I have a question about that. When a property is condemned, is the village the one doing the raising and then billing the property owner?
Yeah, so how that works, and we have a model for this. 6258 Graceland 2 years ago became a biohazard, and we had to find a construction company that would raise the building and then secure the contents and then bury the contents and the building itself into a secure site that was managed for a biohazard. That increased the cost. How we funded that was through a grant from CDAP through Hamilton County. And after that took place, we billed the property owner. When the property owner does not pay us, we then have the opportunity after 18 months passes to tack that amount on the property taxes for the property. And then if the property owner then still does not pay us, we will follow foreclosure procedures to take control of the property. That would be a similar thing that we would do here. That's extreme. The interesting thing is some of the residents on Graceland felt that they were elated the day that we took the building down, but taking the building down also causes other problems. So it's not the end of an issue. We're much better off if we can get the property owner to comply and take care of the situation that they've created.
Ron, is the address 2621 Bremont Avenue?
I believe that's correct. Thank you.
Mr. Hirth, I have a question about cases in which there are residents other than the owner. When there's code violations and no response on it, what do we have a best practice around how we proceed in that kind of a situation where you got residents that don't have control over whether the property is being fixed or not, and what we would do in that kind of a situation moving forward?
We actually do. And part of the problem is with building code compliance, you have to be consistent. So you have to set a path of milestones that need to be met. And those milestones have to be kept. So it really needs to be an agreement between whoever the property owner is and the village. In a situation where you may have an absentee property owner, we will do our best to identify whoever that is through public record search. Our ordinance states that who's responsible for the property is whoever is listed at the time we make a declaration or a citation, whoever's listed as the owner on the Hamilton County Auditor's website. So we've run into situations before where we will start down the path of citing someone or condemning a property, and they'll say, oops, I just sold it. And then that property doesn't change hands for 30, 60, 90 days. So in our ordinance, the way it's structured, if your name is on the auditor's website, you're responsible for it and can be cited. One of the things that Mr. Pridnoff and I had a conversation about this afternoon is that our approach and our wish is not to go out citing people. We really want to work with people to gain compliance. And that is the theme of our program. And hopefully now with having, if our candidate accepts the position, we will have the ability to have consistency and longevity in that position to follow up on some of these things.
Thank you.
When do you expect this person to start, assuming they accept the offer?
I'm hoping for next Monday.
Nice, thank you. Any other questions about the code enforcement official? No? Okay, then on to pending business. This is a new category.
Yeah, I added this because there are so many things going on, and these things kind of go in rotation in terms of how we work on them. So I really put this section in. So these are things that are in front of the committee that we know that we're going to be working on, or there may be the beginnings of working on them that's taking place. This includes the parking ordinance. We've identified needing to structure some legislation around the use of pods, dumpsters, and oddly portable restrooms in the village when those are sitting on commercial and residential property. The next item is the garbage contract. I've reached out to Rumpke. They're talking that we they're going to be in a position to start moving probably sometime in late April, early May. The vacant building ordinance, we should be able, with that and the landlord tenant legislation, once we have some help to identify some of the things that we need to identify to start moving on those two projects, we should be able to get moving. So we'll be hearing more about those things as time goes on, but these will be on our project list, and hopefully we'll have these completed by the end of the year.
I hope so. Thank you. And then new business, we have the volunteer park playground equipment.
Yeah, we actually had thought that we did not receive CDAP funding. I think I mentioned this at the last council meeting, to do park replacement. And this was another, or playground equipment replacement. And this was a part of the COVID funding that was allotted to some of the communities. So we do have an allotment of $55,000. CDAP has some specific rules that need to be followed to apply for this, or actually to get it. We've applied for it and received the promise of it. I have a plan that I just received that I would like to review with the mayor and I guess with Ms. Snyder, and then pass that through the committee probably at our next meeting, so we can start making some definite plans about moving forward with this. It's a modest plan. I think it will work well in the space that we have. And I've even had somebody come forward to ask about purchasing the old equipment that this would replace. So you may be asking the question, why are we replacing the equipment? It only has a 10 to 15-year lifespan. And I believe we are going into the 18th year of using the playground equipment that's installed in Volunteer Park. Our insurance company, when they do our audit, is always happy to remind us that it's something that we need to be soon addressing, and hopefully that'll be another milestone that we'll hit this year.
I'm excited to see those plans. All right. Well, I don't believe there are any announcements aside from our next meeting date. Ron, do you know that offhand? I forgot to look it up.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I didn't put that on there. It would be Monday, April 12th, after Easter. Don't forget to turn your clocks up next Sunday. Spring forward.
Oh, yes, that's another important announcement. All right. And with that, that was a short and sweet meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have a
Second.
second? All right. All in favor?
All right.
All right. See you guys April 12th. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.